Oh yeah, look at that smooth 500 plus FPS. Let's just look at our performance stats and 62%. Well, maybe it's just a fluke. Some Windows thing, perhaps. Let's stress test it on 5,000 bullets. That'll work. What the fuck is this? Hello? Is someone a little bit sleepy today? Hey, Bill. Yeah, so, what's this? Hey, it's me, the resident dumbass, and apparently there's some just little something not going right. Like, you know, the computer not computing anything. Like when there's nothing going on, the GPU should be full, right? Because there's no calculations. It's just frames after frames, but it's sitting there at 62%. And then with the bullet thing too, the CPU should be calculating the collisions, but it's there at 2 FPS at 18%? Like I have a video halfway made about a resource manager to make sure that all the shaders and everything looks nice and it works, but if my game is basically shitting itself over a few entities, like maybe I have to not do that? Hey, it's me again. And it's been over a month now. This is also the third time I've had to record this, so I'm not taking any chances. No, it's happened again! I've been kind of busy, you know, doing my degree and everything, but I have been working on the game as well, and I figured out what the problem is. Cache memory. Say you have a professor doing some research, and there's a student helping them, getting them books. The professor is going to waste a lot of time waiting for that round trip to be over. However, chances are the books the professor are after are on similar topics, and a library is also assumed to be sorted. Therefore, if the student just grabs some adjacent books and puts them on a desk near the professor, there's a very high chance that next time the professor needs a book, it's already there. The same concept is used in cache memory in your computer. If everything is closer together, then it'll be much faster to access, assuming it's closer together. Let's take a look at what each of those 5,000 bullets do each time they update. When the entity is updated, it goes to find its list of update functors, which then go to the player bullet damager running its update function, which then follows a pointer over to a body component and tells it to move, which makes it go over to its collision pointers, that then follows that pointers to the actual collision, which itself points to another thing, the specific collision type, which then moves. This repeats for all collision and then back into the body. It then goes into the malformed mess that is the collision manager. Every time something gets reworked, it gets a little bit more bodged and a little bit more complicated. And the collision manager has taken the brunt of the reworks multiple times. It's really bad. The collision manager splits the bullets into the 2 points of its line collider, and for each of these points it takes 3 separate decoders to find the pathfinding cell the collider is on. Why did I store the collision with the pathfinding? Beats me, but it's a bad idea. It then finds the list of flag-oriented collision objects. Each of these is 200 bytes large with so much jank shit in it, it pained me when I looked over this code again. My eyes bled for a week. It then toddles over to the tile map, where 5 more pointer hops later we can finally run the code. Does this line and this box collide with each other? No? Okay then, no collision. And on to the next one. And you do this for 5,000 bullets, each and every frame. The colliders are like 20 bytes large. Why are we pulling in over 20 times that amount in disparate memory? That's the opposite of what a cache is made for. Like, no wonder the CPU's at so low a usage, it's waiting half the time for the memory to just arrive. So this would usually be the part where I show you where the code is at, but well, yeah, let me go do that. There it is. Now I do intend to steal parts of that code back when needed, but there's only so much a rework can do, and given how much I've grown as a programmer since I've started this, and also learned more about what I want to actually put in the game, I decided it would be better to start with a clean slate, as opposed to try and increase this Katamari of regrets and depression. I even took the opportunity to merge that Go program that reads in tile maps into the actual C++ itself, so I'm not developing two separate things at the same time, which should speed up development a lot. It took quite a long time to get working, and then looking at it you'd wish it didn't work, but after a bit more tinkering I ended up with every tile being exactly one off from how it should have been, which was a very easy fix. And here we are. I can't show you the GPU usage because of Linux reasons, but with a cool 2000 frames per second, it's clear that the god of reworks was looking over us, and this has all been worth it. Or has it? Remember, the biggest bottleneck was that 5000 bullet 2 frames per second collision test. So how will that be now? Will it follow suit and just increase to 8 FPS? That's still not great. Well, for that I needed to remake a collision manager. And so I got to work on that, did some more work, played some de-stressing Splatoon, which then became quite undie-stressing. Finally, it worked. Look at this! 800 FPS when everything is colliding, 1200 when it's not. Meaning that this version's worst case scenario is still better than last version's best case scenario. But that's how a lot of programming is. You spend so long trying to figure out what you're going to do that how you're going to do it takes a bit of a back seat. But now that I already have this blueprint for what I want already there, I can rapidly build up to it again and beyond, making it even better than before. I hope. And I hope you'll follow along to find out. So do this stuff. Apparently it works. If you're new here, why? But yeah, go watch all the rest of my stuff, and I'll see you in another month, I guess.